Commander Alex Bailey looked out the viewing port as the diplomatic ship, Harmony, slowed down near the edge of Zentari space. The blue and purple planet ahead grew larger in the window. This was it, the first official human mission to meet the Zentari Empire. "Commander, we're receiving landing coordinates," said Communications Officer Mia Jones from her station. Alex nodded. At 32, he was the youngest commander ever chosen for such an important mission. Some people back on Earth thought he got the job because of his family connections, but those who worked with him knew better. His quick thinking had saved many lives during the space troubles near Proxima Centauri last year. "Tell the crew to prepare for landing," Alex said. "Remember everyone, we represent all of humanity today." The 15 crew members of the Harmony were the best Earth had to offer. Scientists, language experts, and diplomats, all trained for years for this meeting. The Zentari were known to be advanced in technology, but very traditional in their social rules. As the ship landed on the smooth crystal platform, Alex straightened his blue uniform and took a deep breath. The airlock hissed open, revealing a group of tall, blue-skinned aliens waiting outside. The Zentari looked almost human except for their blue skin that seemed to shine in the light. Each had small crystal-like marks on their foreheads that glowed softly. They wore long robes with complex patterns that Alex guessed showed their rank or position. An older Zentari with a staff stepped forward. "Welcome to Zentaria, humans. I am Royal Advisor Krax. We are honored by your visit." His voice was deeper than a human's but clear in the universal translator. Alex bowed slightly, just as they had practiced. "The honor is ours, Royal Advisor. I am Commander Alex Bailey of Earth's Diplomatic Corps." Krax gestured to a Zentari standing slightly behind him. "May I present Her Royal Highness, Princess Illyria, daughter of King Zorn and heir to the Zentari Empire." The princess stepped forward, and Alex was struck by her appearance. Unlike the other Zentari, her skin had a lighter, almost silver-blue tone. The crystal marks on her temples were larger and seemed to pulse with light. Her eyes, large and completely purple with no visible pupils, studied him carefully. Alex bowed deeper this time. "Your Highness, Earth sends its warmest regards." As he straightened up, he noticed something odd. The princess's crystal marks were now glowing much brighter than before, pulsing with blue-white light. The other Zentari in her group looked at each other with surprise. "Your..." Princess Illyria started to speak, but then stopped. She seemed to be struggling to find words, which was strange since the translator should be working perfectly. "Your presence is most welcome in our kingdom, human." Her voice had a musical quality that the translator couldn't quite capture, but it was her behavior that caught Alex's attention. The confident royal figure described in their briefings was now avoiding eye contact, her hands fidgeting with the edges of her ceremonial robe. Royal Advisor Krax quickly stepped forward. "The princess will escort you to the Grand Palace, where the king awaits. Your crew will be shown to their quarters by our staff." As they walked toward the gleaming crystal towers of the Zentari capital, Alex noticed Krax pull another advisor aside, speaking in hurried, worried tones too quiet for the translator to catch. "Is everything all right?" Alex asked Princess Illyria, who was walking beside him, but keeping an unusual distance. "Yes," she said quickly. Then, more softly, "It's just, humans were not what we expected." "In what way, Your Highness?" Alex asked politely. The princess's crystal marks flashed brightly again. Your species has an energy we did not anticipate. It is most unusual." Before Alex could ask what she meant, they arrived at the palace entrance. The massive crystal doors swung open, revealing the splendor of the Zentari royal court. But even as he marveled at the alien architecture, Alex couldn't help but notice how the princess's eyes kept finding their way back to him, her markings glowing each time their gazes met. Something unusual was happening here, and Alex sensed that this diplomatic mission had just become much more complicated than anyone had planned. 3 weeks passed since the humans arrived on Zentaria. The diplomatic meetings were going well, with both sides eager to learn about each other. Earth wanted technology from the advanced Centauri, while the Centauri were curious about how humans had spread so quickly through space. Alex led most of the human meetings. He noticed that Princess Illyria attended every single one, even when the topic seemed boring. Her crystal markings always glowed when he spoke, making the other Centauri officials exchange worried looks. Today, Alex and his science officer, Olivia Wright, were invited to tour the royal gardens. They didn't expect Princess Illyria herself to be their guide. "These flowers only grow on Centaria," the princess explained, pointing to blue crystal-like plants. "They need our planet's special light to bloom." Olivia took notes on her tablet. "Amazing. Do they have medical uses?" The princess nodded but seemed distracted. She kept looking at Alex instead of the plants she was describing. Her markings pulsed with light whenever their eyes met. Officer Wright, a Centauri assistant, appeared suddenly. "Royal Scientist Vorn requests your presence in the laboratory. He wishes to show you our medical technology." After Olivia left, an awkward silence fell between Alex and the princess. They walked deeper into the garden until they reached a small pond with strange glowing fish. "Commander Bailey," Princess Illyria said finally, her voice quieter than usual. "May I speak freely with you?" "Of course, Your Highness," Alex replied, curious about what was troubling her. The princess's markings flashed brightly. "Your presence drives me wild, human," she said suddenly. "Something about your species affects mine in ways our scientists cannot explain." Alex blinked in surprise, but kept his diplomatic calm. "I've noticed your markings glow when we speak. Is that unusual?" "Very," she admitted. "These crystals reflect our emotional state. Such a strong reaction is normally only seen between—" She paused, seeming embarrassed. "Potential mates." Alex felt his face grow warm. "I see. And this happens with all humans?" "No," she said. "Only you. The other humans cause mild reactions in some Centauri, but nothing like this." She touched her glowing markings. "Our scientists are studying it, but have no answers yet." Instead of backing away as she expected, Alex smiled. "On Earth, we believe differences between species are opportunities to learn, not reasons to fear. If there's some special connection between us, maybe it means our peoples are meant to be allies." The princess stared at him, her purple eyes wide. Most species would be alarmed by such biological strangeness. "Humans adapt," Alex said simply. "It's what we do best." Meanwhile, in the royal laboratory, Olivia was learning something concerning. Royal Scientist Vorn showed her brain scans of Centauri who had spent time near humans. "You see these patterns." Vorn pointed to colorful images. "Centauri brains become more active after human contact. The effect is strongest in the princess." "Is it harmful?" Olivia asked, worried. "No, quite the opposite," Vorn said. "It enhances mental abilities. Some Centauri report clearer thinking, better memory, and improved focus after being near humans." Olivia frowned. "Why didn't you tell us this before?" "Because," said a deep voice behind them, "this information is highly sensitive." Royal Advisor Krax entered the lab, his face stern. "The connection between our species was thought to be myth until your arrival. The king wishes to understand it fully before making it public knowledge." "Does the princess know about this?" Olivia asked. "No," Krax replied, "and she must not learn of it yet. Her unusual connection to Commander Bailey is already causing political problems." "What problems?" Olivia demanded. Krax's expression darkened. "Prince Drazik of the Krell Empire arrives tomorrow. He has been seeking the princess's hand in marriage for years to secure an alliance. If he notices her reaction to your commander, it could create a diplomatic incident, or worse." Back in the garden, unaware of these revelations, Alex and Princess Illyria continued their walk. For the first time since the humans arrived, the princess seemed relaxed in Alex's presence, even as her markings continued to glow. "Tomorrow, you will meet Prince Drazik," she said, her voice taking on a cooler tone. He represents our neighboring empire. Please be careful with your words around him. Is he a threat? Alex asked. The princess looked away. He is complicated and dangerous when he doesn't get what he wants. Somewhere above them, hidden among the garden's crystal trees, a small drone watched their every move, transmitting images directly to a ship still days away from Zentaria. Prince Drazik of the Krell Empire arrived with 5 large ships. The Krell looked similar to the Zentari, but with darker blue skin and red crystal markings instead of blue ones. They were known as tough warriors throughout this part of space. Alex stood with the Zentari royal family in the grand reception hall. King Zorn sat on his crystal throne while Princess Illyria stood at his right side. Her face showed no emotion, but Alex noticed her hands were tightly clenched. Prince Drazik entered with a group of Krell soldiers. He was tall, even for a Krell, with sharp features and cold eyes. His red crystal markings formed a crown-like pattern on his forehead. King Zorn, Prince Drazik bowed slightly. Princess Illyria. His eyes then fell on Alex, and this must be the human representative I've heard so much about. Commander Alex Bailey of Earth. Alex introduced himself with a polite bow. Prince Drazik's eyes narrowed. Humans, so your species has finally reached this part of the galaxy. How interesting. The meeting continued with formal speeches and gift exchanges. Prince Drazik presented rare gems from the Krell mines, while King Zorn offered crystal art pieces. Throughout it all, Alex noticed how Prince Drazik watched Princess Illyria, who seemed determined to look anywhere but at either him or Alex. Later that evening, a grand feast was held. Alex sat with Olivia and the other human delegates, far from the royal table. He could see Princess Illyria sitting next to Prince Drazik, looking uncomfortable. Something's wrong, Olivia whispered. The princess keeps looking over here, and her crystal markings flash every time she does. Prince Drazik has noticed too, Alex said. He doesn't look happy about it. Suddenly, Prince Drazik stood up and raised his voice so the entire hall could hear. King Zorn, I propose a traditional challenge. The room went silent. King Zorn leaned forward on his throne. What challenge do you propose, Prince Drazik? A test of mind and body. Prince Drazik smiled, but his eyes were cold. Between myself and... He turned and pointed directly at Alex, the human commander. Whispers spread through the hall. Alex remained calm, though he had no idea what this challenge involved. Such a challenge is typically between suitors, King Zorn said carefully. Prince Drazik's smile widened. Yes, exactly. Everyone can see how the princess reacts to this human. If he wishes to be a suitor, let him prove himself worthy by our traditions. Princess Illyria stood up, her markings flashing bright with emotion. This is inappropriate. Commander Bailey is a diplomatic guest, not a... I accept the challenge, Alex said, rising to his feet. He had no idea what he was getting into, but he could see this was a power play by Prince Drazik. Later that night, Olivia came to Alex's quarters. Are you crazy? You can't fight a Krell prince. I have to, Alex replied. Refusing would insult them and damage our mission. You don't understand, Olivia said urgently. I've been researching their traditions. This challenge has 3 parts: physical combat, mental puzzles, and something called spirit reading that I don't fully understand. Alex nodded grimly. Then I'd better prepare as best I can. A soft knock interrupted them. When Alex opened the door, Princess Illyria stood there, looking around nervously. I shouldn't be here, she whispered, but I had to warn you. Prince Drazik doesn't just want to embarrass you. He wants to eliminate you. Her markings pulsed with worry. No human has ever faced these trials. Why is he so threatened by me? Alex asked. The princess's markings glowed brighter, because he can see what's happening between us. In our culture, crystal markings never lie about feelings. She stepped closer, her voice dropping even lower. And because the Krell have encountered humans before, in secret, They know what happens when our species interact. What do you mean? Alex asked, confused. Before she could answer, a sound in the hallway startled her. I must go. Tomorrow. During the challenge. Whatever happens, don't let him touch your mind during the spirit reading. Keep your thoughts protected at all costs. With that warning, she disappeared down the hallway, leaving Alex with more questions than answers. The challenge arena was a large circular platform made of blue crystal. Hundreds of Zentari filled the seats around it, with the royal family watching from a special box. Prince Drazik stood on one side of the arena, dressed in battle armor that showed off his muscular build. Alex entered wearing the special suit Olivia had helped him prepare. It was his regular Earth uniform, but with small devices hidden inside that might help him during the challenge. The challenge has 3 parts, announced Royal Advisor Krax. First, physical combat. Second, mind puzzles. Third, spirit reading. The winner must take 2 of the 3 tests. Alex looked up at Princess Illyria. Her face was tight with worry, her markings glowing softly. She gave him a small nod that somehow gave him confidence. The physical challenge began with Prince Drazik charging at Alex with surprising speed. The Krell Prince was stronger, but Alex was quicker. He dodged most attacks and used the prince's strength against him, much like Earth martial arts. The crowd watched in amazement as the smaller human held his own. In the end, Prince Drazik won the physical challenge, but barely. He looked shocked that Alex had lasted so long. 1 point to Prince Drazik, Krax announced. Now for the mind puzzles. 3 crystal shapes were brought out, each glowing with complex patterns inside. The challenge was to match the inner patterns by manipulating the outer crystals. Prince Drazik had trained for this his whole life. He worked quickly on his first crystal, his hands moving with practiced skill. But Alex noticed something interesting. The patterns seemed to follow mathematical rules. Using Earth mathematics, Alex found shortcuts to solve the puzzles. His different way of thinking gave him an advantage the Krell Prince hadn't expected. Alex finished all 3 puzzles while Prince Drazik was still working on his second. 1 point to Commander Bailey, Krax said, sounding surprised. The final test will decide the winner. For the spirit reading, Alex and Prince Drazik sat facing each other with a strange crystal device between them. Alex remembered the princess's warning about protecting his thoughts. This test connects your minds, Krax explained. Each must navigate the other's inner world to find the crystal of truth. The first to find it wins. As the test began, Alex felt a strange pressure in his head. He could sense Prince Drazik trying to push into his mind, searching for weaknesses. Instead of fighting directly, Alex imagined a maze of mirrors, reflecting back what the prince sent his way. Meanwhile, Alex carefully explored Prince Drazik's mind. He was surprised to find not just anger, but fear of humans, and what they represented. In the prince's thoughts, Alex saw images of Krell scientists studying humans in secret, learning about the strange effect humans had on beings like the Zentari and Krell. Alex found something else too. Prince Drazik knew about the biological connection between humans and Zentari. He planned to capture humans to use their special energy for his own people's advantage. With this discovery, Alex found the crystal of truth glowing in the center of Prince Drazik's sphere. He reached for it mentally just as the prince broke through part of Alex's mirror maze. The connection suddenly broke. Both men fell backward, gasping for breath. Commander Bailey has found the crystal of truth, Krax announced, sounding shocked. He wins the challenge. The crowd erupted in cheers and confused talk. No one had expected the human to win. Princess Illyria's markings were glowing so brightly they lit up the royal box. Prince Drazik stood up, his face twisted with rage. This means nothing. The human cheated. How could I cheat at your own test? Alex asked calmly, standing up. I simply saw the truth in your mind. You've been studying humans in secret. You know about our effect on your kind. The prince stepped back, shocked. How did you? I think it's time we all talked honestly, Alex said, looking up at King Zorn, about what happens when humans and Zentari come together, and why the Krell are so afraid of it. The crowd fell silent as King Zorn slowly stood up, his ancient eyes fixed on Alex. Yes, the king said finally. It is time for the truth. The next day, Alex stood with Princess Illyria in the planet's main communication center. Royal scientist Vorn had connected Earth's transmission equipment with Zentari technology to create a powerful system that could reach both Earth and all Zentari colonies. Are you sure about this? Olivia asked, adjusting the final settings. Earth Command might see this as going against orders. We need to show them the truth, Alex replied. And we need to do it before Prince Drazik returns. Princess Illyria nodded, her crystal markings glowing steadily. My father has agreed. This secret has been kept too long. They had spent the night planning this broadcast. The princess would explain the ancient connection between their species, while Alex would demonstrate the benefits of their cooperation. Scientist Vorn had prepared tests to show the effects happening in real time. We're ready, Olivia said. Broadcasting in 3, 2, 1. Princess Illyria faced the camera. People of Zentaria and Earth, I am Princess Illyria. What I share today has been hidden for centuries. Our two species, human and Zentari, share a special biological connection. Alex stepped into view. When our species work together in trust and friendship, something remarkable happens. Zentari mental abilities increase, and human physical resilience improves. They demonstrated with simple tests. The princess solved complex mathematical problems faster when Alex stood nearby. When their hands touched, sensors showed Alex's cells regenerating at twice the normal human rate. This is not dangerous, scientist Vorn explained. It is natural, like two plants that grow better when planted together. King Zorn joined the broadcast. For too long, we feared this connection would lead to one species trying to control the other. But Commander Bailey has shown us that cooperation brings greater benefits than control ever could. As they continued explaining, alarm systems suddenly blared throughout the palace. What's happening? Alex asked. A Zentari guard rushed in. Krell ships. They've entered the atmosphere with weapons ready. On the screens, they could see 10 large Krell warships surrounding the capital city. Prince Drazik's face appeared on a separate channel. How touching, your little science demonstration. The prince sneered. But while you waste time with broadcasts, my forces are taking what we want. Surrender all humans to us now, or we will destroy your city. King Zorn stood tall. We will not surrender our friends. The Zentari Empire is prepared to fight. Your outdated ships are no match for our weapons. Prince Drazik laughed. You have 1 hour to deliver the humans, or we attack. The transmission ended. Everyone looked at each other in shock and fear. He's right about our defenses, Royal Advisor Krax said grimly. Our fleet cannot match their new weapons. Alex turned to Princess Illyria. Your crystal technology. Could it be used for defense systems? The princess's eyes widened. Possibly, but we've never adapted it that way. What if, Alex suggested, looking at scientist Vorn, we combine our Earth Shield technology with your crystal amplifiers? If the human-Zentari connection strengthens both our abilities, maybe it could strengthen our technologies too. Vorn's crystal markings pulsed with excitement. Yes, the resonance patterns could be synchronized. But we would need a massive power source. The royal crystal chamber, Princess Illyria said suddenly. The giant crystal that powers the palace. It could be enough. We have less than an hour, Alex said. Let's get to work. Across the city, humans and Zentari began working together in a race against time. Engineers from both species combined their knowledge. Scientists shared secrets previously kept hidden, and the strange biological connection between them seemed to make their minds work faster. In the palace crystal chamber, Alex stood with Princess Illyria beside the massive royal crystal, a blue gem the size of a car that glowed with inner light. This will be dangerous, she warned, her markings pulsing rapidly. No one has ever tried to channel this much energy. Alex took her hand. Then we'll do it together. Their eyes met, and the princess's markings glowed brighter than ever before. Together, she agreed. Alex and Princess Illyria stood with their hands on the giant royal crystal. Around them, human engineers and Zentari scientists worked quickly to connect Earth technology with Zentari crystal devices. 15 minutes until the Krell attack. Olivia called out, watching the countdown. Scientist Vorn connected the final wires. The system is ready, but untested. We don't know what will happen when we activate it. If it works, Alex said, the combined shield should protect the city from Krell weapons. But we need to channel the energy properly. Princess Illyria looked at Alex, her purple eyes intense and her markings glowing bright blue. The connection between our species is strongest with emotions. When you're near me, my feelings make my crystals glow brighter. Alex understood what she meant. So the stronger our connection, the more power we can channel. The princess nodded. Exactly. King Zorn entered the chamber. The Krell ships are moving into attack position. Whatever you're planning, do it now. Alex took a deep breath and placed his hands on the royal crystal next to the princess's. The giant gem began to glow brighter where their hands touched. Think about Earth, Princess Illyria said softly. Show me your world through your thoughts. I'll show you mine. Alex closed his eyes and thought about Earth's oceans, forests, and cities. He felt something strange in his mind, gentle and warm. It was the princess, sharing images of Zentari crystal forests and underground seas. As their minds connected, the royal crystal began to pulse with light, sending energy through the cables to the combined shield generators. Outside, a dome of blue-white energy began to form over the city, just as the Krell ships fired their first weapons. The energy beams hit the shield and scattered like water. In the crystal chamber, Alex and Princess Illyria felt the impact. They held onto the crystal tighter, their connection growing stronger. It's working, Scientist Vorn shouted, but the Krell are increasing their attack. We need more power. Alex looked at Princess Illyria. Trust me. She nodded. Completely. Alex closed his eyes and deepened their mental connection. Instead of just showing images of Earth, he shared his feelings. His wonder at discovering the Zentari, his growing affection for their culture, and his special feelings for the princess herself. The princess gasped as her crystal markings blazed with light so bright others had to shield their eyes. The royal crystal pulsed in harmony with her markings, and the shield around the city doubled in strength. Through their connection, Alex could feel a new ability forming. Somehow, they could sense the Krell ships, the patterns of their attacks, and even the thoughts of Prince Drazik directing them. We can do more than defend, Alex said, opening his eyes. We can send a message back. Together, they focused the energy through the shield, sending a powerful pulse that disabled the weapons on the Krell ships without harming the crews. Prince Drazik's angry face appeared on the communication screen. What have you done? How is this possible? King Zorn stepped forward. This is the true power of cooperation, Prince Drazik. Not one species controlling another, but both becoming stronger together. Your ships are disabled, but your people are unharmed. Now leave our system, or we will be forced to take further action. The prince's red markings flashed with rage, but he could see he was defeated. This isn't over, he growled before cutting the transmission. As the Krell ships retreated, cheers erupted throughout the city. In the crystal chamber, Alex and Princess Illyria slowly removed their hands from the royal crystal, both exhausted but smiling. You did it, Olivia said in amazement. We did it, Alex corrected, looking at Princess Illyria. Together. Later, as they stood on a palace balcony watching repair ships fix the minor damage from the attack, a message came through from Earth Command. They had seen the broadcast and the incredible defense of the city. Instead of ordering the human delegation home, They were sending more scientists to study the human-Zentari connection properly. "So you'll be staying?" Princess Illyria asked, her markings pulsing gently. Alex smiled. "It looks that way. We have a lot to learn from each other." The princess's markings glowed brighter. "Your presence still drives me wild, human," she said with a small smile. "Good," Alex replied, "because I think this is just the beginning of what our species can accomplish together." As night fell over the Crystal City, a new era of human-Zentari cooperation began, built on trust, friendship, and the unique connection between two species from distant parts of the galaxy. Alex Carter yawned as he carried the last box into his new apartment. After 3 trips up and down the stairs, his arms hurt and sweat made his shirt stick to his back. The place wasn't fancy, but it was all his. Well, government-issued housing technically, but still better than his old cramped dorm room. "Home sweet home," he muttered, looking around at the plain white walls and basic furniture. As a new junior engineer at the Interstellar Relations Department, Alex didn't expect luxury. The building used to be a research lab before they turned it into housing for government workers like him. The whole setup was weird, strange pipes running along the ceilings, odd panels on the walls, and weird light fixtures. But the rent was cheap, and it was close to work. The strangest thing was in his bedroom, a large cylinder built into the wall that looked like something from a sci-fi movie. When he asked about it during the tour, his supervisor just shrugged. "Old cooling unit for the lab equipment. Doesn't work anymore. Just ignore it." Alex spent his first 2 days settling in. He hung up his clothes, set up his gaming system, and put a few family photos on the shelves. By the 3rd night, he was tackling his biggest problem. The bedroom was too bright at night from the streetlights outside. "Time for some blackout curtains," he said, climbing on a chair with a drill in hand. As he worked on installing the curtain rod, he lost his balance. His hand slapped against the wall to steady himself, pressing against what looked like decorative panels near the strange cylinder. Suddenly, a low hum filled the room. Alex froze. The sound came from the cylinder, the supposedly dead cooling unit. The frosted glass front of the cylinder began to glow with a soft blue light. "What the?" Alex stepped down from the chair and moved closer. The humming grew louder as the glass cleared from frosted to transparent. What Alex saw inside made him drop his drill with a loud clatter on the floor. A person was inside. No, not exactly a person. Something person-shaped, but definitely not human. The figure floated in blue liquid, eyes closed. Its skin was a pale lavender color that seemed to shimmer slightly. It had a feminine shape, with a slender build and delicate features. But where a human would have ears, this being had what looked like small fins. Similar gill-like structures lined its neck. "Oh God, oh God, oh God." Alex backed away, reaching for his phone. Who do you even call when you find an alien in your wall? His boss. The police. The military. Before he could decide, the liquid in the chamber began to drain with a gurgling sound. The creature inside twitched. Its chest rose and fell as if taking its first breath. The glass front slid open with a soft hiss, releasing a cloud of sweet-smelling mist. Alex backed up until he hit the opposite wall, unable to look away as the being's eyes fluttered open. Those eyes captured him immediately, large and almond-shaped with vertical pupils like a cat's. They were a deep purple with flecks of silver that seemed to glow in the dim light, and they focused directly on Alex with clear intelligence. The being stepped out of the chamber, surprisingly steady. She, was about Alex's height, draped in a simple silver garment that clung to her damp skin. When she opened her mouth, perfect English came out. "You're not Dr. Vance." Her voice was musical, but clearly confused. The gill-like structures on her neck fluttered. "Where is the research team? And why are you in my quarters?" Alex tried to speak, but only managed a strangled sound. The alien tilted her head, studying him with those unsettling purple eyes. "Human male, approximately 25 Earth years, showing signs of extreme stress. She moved closer, and Alex pressed himself harder against the wall. Interesting. Are you my new liaison? Where is Dr. Vance? The last thing I remember was entering stasis for the diplomatic exchange program. Finally finding his voice, Alex squeaked out, "This is my apartment. The government gave it to me. I'm just an engineer. I don't know any Dr. Vance." The alien blinked slowly. "How long have I been in stasis?" "I don't know. I didn't even know you were in there." Alex pointed wildly at the chamber. "They said it was a cooling unit." The alien's eyes widened. "This is unexpected." She looked around the room, taking in the unmade bed, the half-installed curtain rod, and Alex's scattered belongings. Then she looked back at Alex with what seemed like a smile. "Well then, it appears I have a new situation." She straightened her posture and made a formal gesture with her hands. "I am Zeri, diplomatic representative of the Lyrian Collective." "And you are?" "Alex," he managed. "Alex Carter. And I think I need to make a phone call."